Coming up on Beavers All-Access, Cal studied hard for the quiz, but failed to stop the Rogers brothers' ground game.
Down the right sideline, he's got a chance to go. He will go. 20, 15, 10, 5, touchdown, Beavers!
Well, the Beaver D subdued the Bears all day and came up with big plays at the end.
And this one is picked off by Keenan Lewis. Lewis returns it. 15, 10, 5, touchdown, Beavers! And they've defeated the California Golden Bears!
After the win, it's time for the coaches to game plan for Arizona. And they're able to do that thanks to Mike Ortiz and his video crew. We'll follow them around on game day to show you how they help the team. Plus, Coach Riley's known for developing his players on and off the field. And senior linebacker Isaiah Cook is a perfect example of that. We'll tell you how he overcame a learning disability to become a standout student at OSU. All this and more on Beavers All-Access right now.
For the second weekend in a row, Oregon State football has ended a losing streak. There was the streak against UCLA, and there was a streak with Cal. That's right. The Bears had won 2 times in a row at Reser, but not this weekend. Let's take a moment to look back at these highlights from this past weekend and find out how some of the other Oregon State teams did over the weekend with our on-campus news.
The Oregon State football team edged closer to its first Rose Bowl appearance since 1965 with a 34-21 victory over California on Saturday. The victory over the Bears was OSU's 5th straight win of the season, but it wasn't easy as Cal jumped in front on its first series after Javid Best's long kickoff return set up Kevin Riley's 5-yard touchdown pass to Varen Tucker. The Beavers quickly answered when James Rogers returned the ensuing kickoff 86 yards for a touchdown, the first kickoff return for a score in the Pac-10 this season. The Beavers continued to shine on special teams as senior wide receiver Sammy Strada returned a punt 56 yards to the California 2-yard line, and Jaquiz Rogers ran it in to give OSU a 14-7 lead. Justin Cahoot added a 28-yard field goal to push the lead to 17-7 in the second quarter. But Cal narrowed it when Riley lateraled to Jeremy Ross, who threw a 30-yard touchdown pass to Nyan Boateng to make it 17-14 going into the half. Cahoot kicked a 24-yard field goal early in the second half while the Oregon State ground game caught fire, and James Rogers ran 18 yards for a score to extend the lead to 27-14. The Beaver defense held the potent Cal offense in check most of the night, but Javid Best did break free for a 65-yard touchdown run before the end of the third quarter to pull the Bears to within 6. OSU missed a chance to score at the start of the fourth when Cahoot's 29-yard field goal attempt went wide right. But senior cornerback Keenan Lewis sealed the game for Oregon State when he intercepted Riley and ran 25 yards for a touchdown with 31 seconds to play. Jaquiz Rogers, the Pac-10's leading rusher, ran for 144 yards and a score, while James Rogers caught 6 passes for 50 yards and ran 18 yards for a touchdown. The Beavers travel to Tucson this weekend to take on the Arizona Wildcats. The game will be televised on Versus with kickoff set for 4 p.m.
The game of football is a great teacher. In fact, it's taught Isaiah Cook, linebacker at Oregon State, how to overcome one of the biggest obstacles he's ever faced: a learning disability.
Oregon State football coach Mike Riley prides himself on player development. That usually means taking an average athlete and turning them into a standout player on the field. But it also applies to a player's personal growth as well. And senior linebacker Isaiah Cook is a good example of that. Cook came to OSU as a good athlete, but with a learning disability. It takes him longer to process information.
Playing football has always been something that came easy to me as far as the fundamental things. But as far as school, it's something that didn't come easy to me. And I was diagnosed, I would say, in the 4th grade with a learning disability, just stating that I have problems comprehending things, I guess.
Joining the special education program at OSU helped Cook, but the turning point came when he declared ethnic studies as his major.
Being able to relate to the topic and being able to grasp it and want to learn it and want to further my education in that field, I figured that the department that I would want to have representing me as far as my degree would be concerned is ethnic studies, just because you just don't see that very often.
Cook is on his way to a degree this year and is using his experience to help others, like this past summer when he interned with the special ed program at his alma mater, Claremont High.
To make it to where I make it, as far as being here at Oregon State, and to go back and show those kids that, yeah, you know, although I was in the same position that you are all in by being labeled with a learning disability, I was able to not let that stop me and not let the pressures of the outside world interfere with my goals. And I just knew that by going down there, I would be an inspiration to them, you know. Just to know that I was able to make a few friends, maybe change a few lives, it's great. I met a young man who suffers from cerebral palsy, and one of the worst cases, he can't really function without the assistance of an aid. And was really having a rough time in his life. And this young man can't speak, but he was the very first student to request my services as far as mentoring is concerned. And just to see him be able to have no fear, just to reach out to me because he felt connected to me, and to find out his story was one that motivated me more to be more thankful for the things that I have in life.
Always knew he could do it, but he had to be encouraged because of his learning disability. He believed that he couldn't do it, but I assured him that you can reach any goal that you want to reach. You just have to work hard.
My mom, she's so proud of me. It's awesome just to see the look in her eyes, and I just thank God that, you know, I have someone like that in my life.
I'm very glad to see that he has matured, and it's been a great learning experience for him at OSU. And like I say, I'm just proud of my son.
I want to say that I'm very proud of myself, but this is just the beginning, the foundation of some of the things I want to get done in life. So.
To take something like that and turn a negative into a positive shows an immense amount of maturity on Isaiah's part.
Coming up on Beavers All-Access. Football's video crew is rarely in the spotlight, but they're integral to the team's success, and we'll show you why.